It's a bloody Harley Race. My apologies to all my friends across the pond. I cannot do justice to your beautiful accents, but it is indeed a bloody Harley Race, and that's what we're looking at today. This is the WrestleCon limited to 500 exclusive bloody Harley Race figure. It was available at WrestleCon 2025, just a few months ago. And as you can see, he is indeed bloody with the bloody trunks, as opposed to the blue trunks in the original Big Rubber guy, which you can see back there with the test shot that I showed in a previous video, previous vlog. And we're going to look at the bloody one today. Well, now what's nice about the Big Rubber guys is I've heard the term collector-friendly packaging for decades, literally decades, since the late 90s. These truly are. Collector-friendly packaging is where you can put the figure, the toy, whatever, back into the packaging and no one knows. So there's literally nothing differentiating you between opening it, putting it back, and getting it straight from the factory, the manufacturer, or whoever that way. There's no tape, no little plastic tabs, nothing like that. And that's what the major bendy people do with the Big Rubber guys, so far that I've seen. And I have quite a few of them. I actually started, I think I talked about it. I met the creator, man behind the scenes, Koenig, at a toy show, and he brought some of his stock. I picked up Ric Flair, and the first Ric Flair, the promo Ric Flair, and the first Sergeant Slaughter from him, and I never looked back. I keep it to the Legends. Originally, I was keeping it to the Legends who didn't have an original LJN figure. I've strayed from that, as you can see, with Harley, but keeping it to the Legends, and there's so many good ones on the way. It's unreal. So let's look at Harley. Again, you just kind of push these plastic tabs down. You're not breaking anything. You're not breaking any seals. And you slide it out, the card back, and you lift the tray up. And there's the NWA belt. And this NWA belt is held in by a little piece of tape, as the initial Harley, the belt would slide down a bit. So they did fix that. And here is our bloody Harley. A bloody Harley. I'll stop, I promise, with the terrible accent. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. I wish I had an accent. I have a Pittsburgh accent sometimes, and yeah. So anyway, here is bloody Harley. They did fix the tattoos. Some of the tattoos had a kind of an odd placement on the original. They did fix them with this one. And he is indeed bloody. I saw it pointed out somewhere that the blood on his chest is kind of pooling into the bat signal, especially from maybe some of the Dark Knight movies from, what, 15 years ago or so. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a Joker, Batman thing. But there it is right there. I mean, it goes with his pecs there, the top of his pecs. So it's, you know, it's legit. And there he is. I mean, it's a great likeness. It's a fun likeness of Harley. And again, like the original release, you do get the NWA belt in LJN style. The closest we'll get to an LJN domed globe NWA belt. And there indeed is Harley. And personally, I've never been huge on bloody figures. You know, I can take them or leave them. If it's Harley, I'm gonna grab it. But I would have preferred, just me personally, just the red trunks. You know, they wanted to make an exclusive with a little different, a little pizzazz. That's fine. But again, both of the Harley Big Rubber guys are great, and they do match up very well to our original, the LJN, the King Harley. And it has been clarified that Big Rubber guys, major bendies, does not have the rights to do the King. They can do regular Harley, they can't do the King. Now, while Mattel can do both versions, I don't know. I do not understand anything about the contracts these days. They seem to be all over the place. 10 million people can make this person, one person can't. One person can make this person, 10 million can't. Somebody says, oh, they really can't make this person, but this person's making them anyway. It's nuts. I don't care. Just bring me the toys. And this is the latest Harley that we've gotten, coupled with the second Harley we ever got. Which, a fun story, I first met Harley. It would be 21 years in November. I first met him at the November 2004 NWA Fan Fest in Charlotte. And Harley was one of two wrestlers. I was never scared of things on TV or wrestlers on TV or anything like that. But there were two wrestlers that, as a kid, as a younger, you know, unnerved me, I'll say. Maybe made me feel a little uncomfortable. One was Kamala, especially when he had the mask on, and of course he was a sweetheart. We all know that, and ended up being one of my favorites. But with the mask, he was just a little strange looking for a kid. The other was Harley Race, and I first saw Harley, like many of you, as the King. Of course, I've gone back. He's one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time. I will always watch a Harley match, no matter what gimmick he was in, or, well, he only had one gimmick, the King. He was handsome all the other time. But I'm a Harley guy. Always have been. Met him many times. But the voice, the promo voice, the growl, I don't know, there was just something about it. Because he wasn't like being like a Wolfman character growling, it wasn't like it was just this guy with this curly hair and tattoos, and he seemed like a badass, and Harley was a badass, but he was also a really nice guy to his fans. I have a lot of Harley stories. But the one I wanted to tell you was from about, I would say, 2008 or 2009. I was getting the LJN a carded example signed, which I'm sure will show up here eventually. It's one of my favorite signed figures that I have. And, he's there. This was the first one. And I kind of just I'm thinking of the Japanese, the puppy. And then he says, oh, there was the Japanese one first. And I went, yeah. He was great. Loved Harley. I miss him. I really do miss him at shows. Got to meet his son Justin, is very active on social media now, and I did get to meet him. I met him in an elevator at a convention in New Jersey one time, and I don't know if I was wearing a Harley shirt or what it was. Somehow came up. I don't even know if I knew who he was at the time, but I told him I'm a big fan of your father, and we had a nice little chat, and he seems like a really nice guy. But we are talking about handsome Harley Race, Bloody Harley. There he is. There was only 500 of them made. Hope you got your hands on one. Prices have gone up on them, but if you're a Harley completist like I am, you're gonna want it. Big Rubber Guys, great line. We have a lot of retro tribute lines. Almost every wrestling figure from the past has a tribute line now. Whether it's the Popies from, we have Junk Shop Dog making them now, and they're great. They're just like the originals. Actually, they're a little sturdier than the originals. You have, of course, Big Rubber Guys homaging LJN. You have everybody and their mother doing Hasbro style figures, and of course there's some Remcos around, Remco style. But as far as the best, some of the best are the Big Rubber Guys. They fit right in with the LJNs, and we're getting so many characters that we wanted. Missy Hyatt, she didn't even really make TV. She made the magazine, but it's actually a homage to the Missy's Manor. You can see the blue dress. She's coming along very soon. We're going to finally have the Islanders together, and then they're going to do a separate King Haku based on the prototype from the original. And then we got guys who wouldn't have had one, like Kerry and Brody and Macho King, which will be the first Savage that I add to the Big Rubber Guys collection, because I was always very pleased with the original LJN Savage. I have to go for the King. So, and of course the model with the atomizer and the little sweater, plus a ton more coming. NWA, got the rock and rolls coming. It's good stuff. So I highly recommend the Bloody Harley for any Harley collector if you can get your hands on one. Don't sleep on the Big Rubber Guys. They're good stuff. Bring home all the action.